Are we starting already?
Oh, yeah.
I think this.
By the way, we should have like a just to say right.
I've got so much to respond still.
So
I think some should put.
oh yeah.
Okay, do like 3, 2, 1 clap. It's easy.
Okay, 3, 2, 1.
This is Imagine Futures with Hidden Kalen, and today we're joined by Sun Park, cultural worker working with moving image and language. We chatted about defining ourselves in writing and how ritual and cultural practice inform building community infrastructure for the future. All that coming up with Imagine Futures.
Cool. I think I saw that in one of your bio. You talk about white horses.
Exactly. It's like
Every 60 years, you create chaos or something.
and all with the thought. I took this really amazing artist statement writing workshop at Not For Wear, which is POC on analog film lab. Yeah. So they offer workshop. So and during pandemic, like probably 2021 or something, I took this writing about yourself kind of workshop by Taylor DeMel. You know, as like POC artists navigating this art kind of economy, what happens is that you often write your artist statement or bio to be read by certain institutions or to be visible, to be legible. And in that process, what happens is like you kind of like fabricate yourself that is not true to yourself, but something that meets the expectation of institutions or like white gaze or whatever that is. So that workshop was like really amazing because Taylor went through the process of like unlearning that. And so they were like, what if you write your artist bio statement with the purpose of finding friend? Like, what would you write? Oh, I see. Because then I write about what I like. Yeah, I wouldn't write about like where I went to school, like, because I don't really care.
Yeah.
So in that workshop, they also brought a lot of examples, and one of the examples was Gloria Angeldua's bio that she wrote for herself, and the exercise was to kind of copy the style of these examples to write your own bio. And yeah, I copied Gloria Angeldua's style, and that bio is like, so I also have credit that like, oh, it's after Gloria Angeldua and written during the workshop.
I see. Yeah, sure. Because I found quite a few different bios.
After my research,
of bio.
after I researched about you for the whole weekend, I was like, okay, I think I need to ask. Yeah, I write different bio for everything.
Yeah.
So
That's such a cool practice.
That's such a good way to also like explore yourself through writing as well.
Yeah.
I think yeah, but that's also like one of the things that I really latch onto is like because I tend to be like over intellectualizing like what we do and then talk about like things that maybe would be important for funders but not yourself. And it's like where do you find that balance and then between like how useful is this bio, or do I want it to be useful or productive or valuable for the person reading it and who's reading it.
When you said about how would you describe yourself to your friends, right? Like when you said about your practice, I saw on from probably Instagram, I can't remember where. Like there's a speed dating activity in pubs nowadays. They like two friends will go on the stage and then the friend will introduce their friend. And then I kind of like I don't know how what's the word for it, like probably speed dating, right?
Like each your friend.
Yeah, pitch your
That's
is it you said it to me.
Yeah. Pitch your brains. Yeah.
Yeah, that is such a good practice to practice writing and bio, no, right?
Yeah.
Yes, actually, like other people, I think sometimes I think artists maybe should ask other people to write their bio. Yeah, it says like they really struggle writing.
Yeah.
And they also sometimes I sometimes see artists writing about their work or film or like art, and like I think you know the least about them.
Yeah. Also, like, how is it perceived? And it's like one of those things that you can make things and you don't really know. You work on things for so long, you don't really know what it looks like anymore at some point. And it's really valuable when other people see it, something that you don't, and write about it.
Exactly. Yeah.
And there will be a lot of platonic love, which is, I think, is underrated. That you learn platonic love. And not spectrum of love relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah, like okay, different setting. Like in a pub setting, what would you say about yourself? In a pub, in a
Pub, like to strangers.
What do you do? Like,
What do you do? Yeah.
they need to keep me interested as well because I'm just
we're holding a drink and I was like, hey.
Yeah.
Oh,
maybe more like waiting at the bar, like just waiting to be served. And okay, I just have a spare 10 seconds. I can talk to you.
well, the elevator picture of yourself.
Yeah, but I don't know how you do it, but like I really struggle with like, yeah, what do you do question because it's like so hard to like say because I'm not really artist anymore, and I'm not necessarily like a curator or programmer, because I do that kind of job at my day job, so that takes up like big chunk of my life. But my job title is not curator or programmer. I never really thought myself of that. But then, what do you say? Like you work as a collective, doing this different things. Like yes, it's just like really difficult to encapsulate all that in one like word, like one title. But one of the title that I had on my friend's film shooting trip was research companion. And I just really like that job title. I was like, just hire me as research companion.
Yeah. Research buddy.
Yeah,
No.
companion.
That's so lovely.
I know.
That's cute.
I know. So maybe I should try that. So when people ask me,
Your friendly neighbors.
yeah, what you do? What do you do? I was like, oh, I'm a research companion.
Oh, excuse me. Oh, I see.
Yeah.
And then you said your full-time job is it at Lux?
Yeah.
Are you still working at that?
Yeah. Yeah. So that's my 4 day per week job.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty much just like programming, creating kind of work.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just stumbled onto that path because I started as a artist and filmmaker, but we all need to make money. So that's what happened.
When you said, because earlier you said now I'm no longer an artist, and do you mean like you don't like art practice anymore, or are you not identifying with the role of artist?
Yeah, maybe the latter because I stopped making like film artwork in 2022, and I also lost interest in making something alone or doing something alone. That's why, yeah, I was always in some collective, whether that kind of lasted long or short-lived. And yeah, I just like kind of lost interest in making things.
See.
Or 2032.
Yeah, maybe I was just too burned out and like didn't wanna, cause it's really energy consuming to make something.
Was that the year I met you?
Probably, yeah.
That was I can't
At
remember.
the rest, but
Yeah.
probably, yeah.
I was having a burnout that year as well.
Yeah, I think we talked about, or like, yeah, a lot of people were burned out, I think, in that space.
Yeah.
Decade to rest.
Yeah. Already's interrupted. But you carry on. No, like
Yeah.
but yeah, we met in Hawkwood,
Yes.
where we stayed next to mountains and a lot of greens and trees and wind and stuff. And then well, whenever I think about you, you are always like sitting on that sofa, and then your legs are like this, and then like you just have like a lot of a lot of sheet of papers or like cards like in front of you, and then like books. You're always reading a book.
I wasn't reading it. The book was just there.
Because I think you use that space because everyone started to claim a room, right?
Yeah.
And then your room, like Sun's room was the coziest.
No.
Coziest room with the wood fire, and of course, like my room was like the coldest studio, like right there next to the car. I was like, oh, I fucked it. Okay, who's this woman right here? And then she's just always reading. I was like, you can read in that room. No joke. Yeah, that's kind of like the image that I have new in my head all the time. And I think you were still having a bob pair.
Yes. Yes.
And then we're always like having whiskey
Mm.
in that room. Like it's
That's
provided by
Party.
yeah, provided by Ilstock.
Yes. Yeah, we are fed well, very well.
Yeah, very nice.
Oh, that's so long.
And then we started to talk about the galaxy, the universe, you know.
Yeah.
All those connections. Because
That's
actually
Yeah, when I first started like studying with Upstar numbers, that's like probably like 3 months before that I started studying with the collective. That's why I was like telling you about this like universe.
I was so fascinated. I was really like when you started to talk about those, and well, because I think how do I say it? Yeah, I just want to understand more. I don't know, you know, there's like some higher power there, but I just don't really have the knowledge.
I think it's also like kind of around 22 we start talking about, oh, like that's kind of how we look at rituals, how we look at spirituality, not in the woo sense, but like in the sense of like, I think it can be so grounding actually looking at universe and how we, I think we have been detached like nowadays with our society, with our like responsibilities and how we look at lives, and like around that time we start to have conversation about that as well.
Yeah.
So I think it's, yeah, I think after COVID everyone is like, oh, whoa, what the fuck is happening to this?
Just a bit too much time.
Yeah.
But yeah, maybe that's why, because I very clearly remember like Angela was always like this kind of, how do you say? She was like curvy, you know, the character. Like hey, you'll be just like kind of like floating around. Like this like
Is that the one that eat everything and then turn into every shape?
Yeah. Like whoop.
cabby. It's just that one.
It's gotta be good.
But you're very like this very you are like this very happy child. I know you were burnout, but you were still like kind of like very happily like floating around.
Yeah.
So it is. And I remember like that moment when we were like sitting in a couch, and I think I talked to you about cosmotechnics. And then you were very interested in like but I at the time also didn't know what I was talking about, and I was reading it. So I was afraid.
Actually.
Yeah, I was just like, you know, babbling, you know, I'm reading this, but sounds interesting. I'm still like trying to understand. And then you were like very interested in like that idea. I think you also didn't understand what it means.
But I'm just really interested.
Yeah, say it. So maybe that's why you were also at the time, getting to kind of think about these things. But so this kind of spirituality that I grew up with, like chart reading or superstitions,
Yeah.
or things that we kind of believe to be true without logical evidence.
Yeah.
These kind of things, there's this like scientific knowledge behind it, because science, now we know science as like this number or certain logic, but we all know that like in the very very old time, these philosophers were scientists, like alchemists were scientists, and there were people who were trying to understand the patterns and structure of this nature, because you know they were like, oh, we have like flood, like what's happening, and sometimes they will like pray to the god, but somehow they found a pattern that, oh, when you see certain movement in star that side of the sky, then you know that there will be monsoon season, something like this. And I think there is always kind of certain analysis happening. It's not something that's completely like, oh my god, like his spirituality. Yeah, because I think I had some issue with kind of Western romanticization of Eastern spirituality. Like the Zen, like yoga kind of. Yeah, like yeah, mindfulness. Yeah.
I think it's also the forced detachment of spirituality from day to day life. Because like for us, like we feed the incense to Buddha and stuff like that, and we look at feng shui. It's like all these things are day to day lives, and when we look at like you said, like with even Western tradition, like at the beginning, where the Greeks look at the philosopher as like natural scientists and also theology into that bundle as well, and it's and we look at like spells like going to the oracle and things like that. And at that time is like the everyday magic is built upon like everyday lives, and you use ritual to enrich your life, but not this like pagan whitewashing idea of like magic. I'm gonna cast a spell and curse you, and it's like no, it's your everyday life. You open the store and your next door neighbor is like getting better sales than you, so you write a bronze plaque and to make yourself feel better. But it's like it's one of those things that we lost that again, like that magic we have in our day to day, because how this kind of Christianization and of like, oh, these pagan magic and otherworldly things are not allowed, and is very prevalent. I think yeah.
Or maybe people are thinking, if this is conspiracy, like I will have a silver, where like the green knot.
Like
Or maybe people are thinking that, those superstitions or, what, however called things that we haven't got a reason or explanation about, scientific explanation, is too powerful. And then all those higher people are trying to cancel people who have those ability.
Yeah. That's what happened to like, witches. Like for yeah, it's with certain knowledge. Yeah, I recently watched Hamnet by Chloe
Oh,
Zhao.
I haven't.
oh my god,
You should watch it now that you're pregnant.
Okay. Guys, I'm pregnant.
I'm sorry.
you heard it here.
But this is your even
Guys.
Here from the sun part.
This is free people. This is shot.
Sorry. They get cut down. Yeah. But Chloe Zhao, I think she approached the making very like holistic kind of spiritual way, but also practical way, because she was like in an interview she would say, I sound very romantic, but I was also making sure we get the shot. Like the day is not gonna end until we get the shot. But she was also saying, because it's about Shakespeare and the character is the main, like the female character, the mother character, is very connected to forest and nature, and she holds this invisible knowledge on like how herbs function, like what medicine you need to take from the nature to heal. That gets stigmatized. Yeah, because like you are like seeing something weird. But what Chloe Zhao said in one of the interviews is like, because people are obviously talking about like Western spirituality and Eastern spirituality, and she was like, hey, actually it's all connected. It's not like Western spirituality is this and Eastern is this. It used to be all connected. It used to be like all coming from pretty much like the same place. For many different historical and political reasons, this kind of became very like polar opposite ideas.
Yeah.
But like if you really dig and deeper and go down the path of like really thinking about where they come from, and so coming from the same kind of core, which is like yin and yang, or like is two opposite forces like creating tension. Yeah, so that was also very interesting, because after all, we are living in decay. Yeah. And we are in this unique place to figure out, okay, we bringing this certain ideas and sensibility from the Eastern Asian spirituality, and maybe we can use this kind of sensor to understand how kind of the European continent, like indigenous people here used to practice this, and yeah, find like kind of this hybrid of different cultures.
Yeah. Well, it's actually quite nice that you point out that umbrella because no, really, because not to apologize, never, because I read a lot about midwives, and witches,
Yes.
it's exactly from the same trend.
Yes.
So that is the first part of our conversation with Sun Park. Tune in next week where we pick up our conversation about the historical erasure of midwives, healer and woman-led community, the Korean 4B movement, exploring hidden temples in the mountain, and how we can radically reframe community work with the lens of a public park. This episode is supported and recorded at the Albany with the funding from the Artists of Change program. If you love what you heard today, be sure to follow the show on the podcast platform of your choice so you will never miss an episode, and please leave a review to help others to find us. Imagine Futures is a Hidden Korean production. Thank you for listening.